Hey, good morning. Good morning. Week seven and all. So that's really cool. Um, great. Okay. So, our plan today, as we talked about last class, was essentially to take the code that Philip wrote and modify it so that it's more exciting. In fact, we'll get to use that object. Last class, Philip created this class. Now, this class, we can create objects using that class. A template that Philip got. We will create objects and then use it, and then we'll try and do one or two effects. Okay, one or two special effects on screen. Right. So anyway, like as usual, you guys should now switch on your cameras and then feel free to talk to each other for about five or 10 minutes. It's only 8:02 right now, so feel free to talk about the midterm, talk about concepts you're unclear about, talk about anything really. Just keep the airwaves occupied so that students who join will say, well, it's the class has started, I should stick around, otherwise they'll check out and come back later. Okay, so just feel free to talk. If you have any questions for me, feel free to ask. Okay, I can answer those questions. The only suggestion or recommendation I have is, if you have questions for me, save them until the class actually starts, because once I start talking, nobody else talks, and then I end up taking up all of the airwaves, and nobody else talks. Okay, nobody gets a chance to talk also. So don't ask me any questions right now, unless it's a critical question that you need to unblock your discussion. But you should all talk to each other, and converse about anything, and think about creating these little memory. What do you call what do they call them? Memory. I don't know, like a photo album, right? So you can go back in time and take a look at these incredibly interesting questions you asked when you were this age, much later. So that'll all be really fun. Okay, so I'm going to be here 10 minutes. Please switch on your camera, so that if you don't have your cameras on, I think other people are reluctant to talk in general. Okay, because I think if they see faces, people are more inclined to ask questions and talk. But if they only see a rectangle and with your name on it, they don't know, right? They don't know if you're in the middle of something, and so they will not interrupt you and ask you a question. Whereas if you have your camera on, people will ask you a question. Okay, so as for me, I'm going to turn the laptop around so I'm not in your face, just for 5 or 10 minutes while you guys talk, so you can have a free form casual conversation, right, without the professor breathing down your neck. So you can have a free form conversation, but I'm just going to be here. Okay, anytime you want me to come and talk to you, we have about 5 or 10 minutes before we start coding. Someone should pick up the code that Philip shared on Reddit, and then we can code using that. Maybe Connor. Okay, Connor, or someone who else has joined. Yeah, someone who hasn't coded before. You can pick up that code, and then we'll do something really exciting and cool today. Okay. All right, so I'm going to turn the laptop around, and again, another reminder, please feel free to in fact, I shouldn't say feel free. You should really try to switch on your cameras as soon as possible. Okay. And keep talking for 5 or 10 minutes, right? If you talk, then the other people will also switch on their cameras and they'll participate in the conversation. Whereas if nobody's talking, nobody will talk, because nobody wants to be the first to break the ice.
I have a really quick question for all of you. It's pretty basic though. So I've been going through some of the older modules. Is there a point where we're introduced to vectors specifically in the modules, or is that just something that we've been working with in class? I might have forgotten where I also haven't looked at 6B yet, so it might be there. But I was just wondering, maybe I skipped over it.
Doesn't it jump straight to arrays? I think, right?
Yeah, I think
I was
so.
wondering kind of the same thing, actually.
Yeah, I don't think it's a big deal. I think it's something that I can easily Google, but I was just wondering if it's covered in the modules. But if none of you have seen it, then I guess that kind of answers my question.
I think it might not be introduced, but I seem to remember them using them in some of the example code. But I don't know if you ever yeah, talked about it before that.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'll just keep an eye out then. Thanks.
The modules are actually like super helpful for me though. Especially reading them before I even try anything.
Yeah, they're really clutch. I'm a little behind, so actually right now I'm getting introduced to stuff in class and then in the modules, but yeah, they're really, really good to like dissect.
It's a good like combo to see it in class and read the modules and then try it on your own. Like between those three things, it kind of gives you hits you from different angles.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of made me realize things that I don't know because I tried like making my own thing, thinking kind of like in a state of hubris that oh yeah, I totally know what I'm doing. And then I'm like, actually, this this program isn't working at all.
I find that when I try and code stuff like myself without uh referring more to the modules and stuff, my code always ends up being way more complicated than it actually needs to be.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's a step in the right direction, I guess. If it's work, but if it works, but it's overly, I don't know, overdone, that's still better than it not working.
Hey, I never said it worked. So.
Oh, yeah, I guess. Okay. Okay. You're right. You're right.
What do you guys think about the midterm? About the midterm?
I thought you had to read closely.
Yeah, I
Like-
thought it was hard. I did bad on that.
I
There's a lot of
think
tricky stuff. What helped for
it's
me was
weird because sorry, go
the-
ahead.
the practice test helped a lot because like that one was also kind of had a lot of the same slip ups. So after that, I kind of realized the proper test was going to be like that as well. So doing that ahead of the time was like that kind of saved me because I wasn't expecting there would be like a bunch of tricky stuff.
Oh, I didn't do the practice test. Okay,
We even have a practice test.
There was one on there. I saw one, yeah, but I didn't get the time to do it. I sort of forgot. Good info. It's also the coding thing that
How are
you guys
the assignments going for y'all?
They're okay. They're going pretty well.
Yeah. Anyone else?
Yeah, I think they're going pretty good.
What's up? One are you guys on? 7, 8?
I'm just on quest 7.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm seeing Andrew. I think you're the one who said that they didn't see the practice midterm. I also didn't see it, and I'm looking. It's under quizzes, but it's not under the modules or in the grade section. So okay.
It was actually in
Yeah.
modules when it was like open, I think.
Oh, it was? Oh, okay, then I just completely missed that. Okay, now I know. I mean, it's fine, but now I know for the final. Okay, thanks. I think it was Nemo who brought it up. Thank you, Nemo. Now
It definitely was on the dashboard, so
okay. Well, then it's completely my fault.
I
Okay.
didn't notice the practice test either. It's all good. We'll do that one for the final.
That's not a big deal. Okay, cool. Good to know that.
All right. You guys ready to code? Yeah. Do you have any questions for me? Yes, a lot of people haven't switched on the cameras yet. Okay, only the first row I see have the cameras on. Please do switch on your camera so we can actually have a good conversation and everybody can take part. And also, I think Ken or Connor, who else? Who else didn't have a chance? Ken, Connor, Robert, maybe. Okay, so take the screen and then we'll click on the code that Philip wrote. I think he shared a link. Hey, Philip, you shared a link in the thing, right? And hey, who is Ravindra? So I don't remember Ravindra in class. Hey, Ravindra.
Sorry, this is Darshana, but it's my dad's laptop. Sorry.
Oh, but how come it actually says Ravindra Kulkarni? Because your Canvas login is really Darshana, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's just the Zoom app, so that's why I'll change it quickly.
I see. That's really interesting. I thought it uses the login from Canvas, which is SSO. Anyway, so who wants to take the? Yeah, no, not who wants, right? I think Connor. Connor, are you good with taking the screen today and coding? Great, great. Okay. Hey, Philip, where's Philip? Yeah, Philip, did you share your screen? No, not your screen. Share your code. I thought I saw a link you posted in on the subreddit.
Yeah, it's in the Reddit.
It's in the Reddit. Okay.
Yeah, I have it up.
Great. Connor, so what you can do is you have to, there is a button called fork or something, right? You need to fork it, otherwise it won't let you edit it. You can run it, but you can't edit it, I think, online GDB. I think so. Fork? Is it called fork? I don't know.
But I
Maybe
need to
it's
get
called
it off the Reddit. You said?
No, you just click on the link. Click on the link.
Okay.
And then inside of that online GDB, you should have a button or a link that says edit the code or fork the code, and then you need to click it. Yeah, let us know whenever you're ready, and we'll take it from there. In the meanwhile, as Connor is getting ready, so you should feel free to ask any questions. Anybody have any doubts about what we did last class? We created an object and there's a vector inside of it. Well, actually, someone I think was it Nemo or Thomas was asked a question about vectors. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe Michael didn't put vectors in the modules because he wanted to teach about native arrays first, because vectors are ultimately native arrays inside, right? So yeah, but I don't know. There's no module for vectors. Yeah, like he said, you can just Google and find out. It's exactly the same as an array for 99% of the cases.
Great, sounds good. Yeah, I'll just look it up then.
Okay, it says I need to quit Zoom and restart before I can share my
Sure,
screen,
okay.
so give me 1 sec.
No worries. Great, excellent. You can maximize the screen so we get more, and then you can dismiss the blue panel on the left. Great, okay. All right, let's take a look at this code. What does it do? Okay, all right, good. So what I was thinking was, yeah, here's what I was thinking, okay? So we wanted to do the marquee effect, which is a string that, let's say we give it a string, a name or something like that, right? So let's say give the name Connor, and say display Connor in that little screen with the marquee effect. We want the word Connor to appear on the right side of the screen, and then slowly move towards the left, and then basically scroll out of the left. So I think it'll be a really cool effect. Right? You can do lots, and then you can write programs after that to say, I'm going to shift lots and lots of things around, and you are more special effects now. So that's what I have in mind. If you guys have a different special effect in mind that you'd like to see, remember, you were basically just doing the flip book, okay? So it's just one line. We're printing the same line over and over again after half a second, so that anything on that line will appear to jiggle and shake, and you can have mini animation effects like a flip book. Okay, so if you can think of something else, let us know. We can code that in addition to what we're going to do anyway. So so that's what we'll do. Right, so what we want to do now is well, let's test what we have so far. Okay, let's test what we have so far, and then do our special effect. How about that? Yeah. Okay, so what we want to do here in main is we want to first create a screen, and create an object called display with effect. Create an object called display with effect. So the way you do that is, you know, when you want to create an integer, what do? You say to the compiler int x, or int a, b, right? So I usually say although, you know, it doesn't make any difference to the compiler, it doesn't care, but I recommend to all my students, don't use the integer type for variables that are called x, y, or z. Yeah, and because at the end of the day, computer science really is a mathematical field, and most mathematicians, you know, if you go to professional computer scientists, most of them are solid mathematicians too, right? And so so when you say x, y, and z, they're thinking about real numbers, okay, floating point numbers. They're thinking about the continuum, and so int x is kind of a little bit of a jarring effect for some people. Okay, so int I, j, k, perfectly fine. A, b, c, okay. M, n, o, fine too. X, y, z for ints, no, not so good. So the same reason you wouldn't say float I, j, k. No, I, j, k. Those guys are reserved for integers and, you know, integral types. I don't know. I not reserved like it's a rule, but it's a convention that most people follow. So I recommend that you follow it. You don't have to. All right. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to create an object of type display with effect. So let's say display with effect. Just type in you can actually double click on display with effect on line 57 and paste it here. Double click, it'll get the whole thing, I think. Yeah, okay. Now paste it there. And then we want to say, what do we call this object, right? Int a, right? So like that, the display with effect. Let's call it display. Well, call it, you know, it's a stupid name, but you'll probably come up with a better name later on. We'll just call it displayer, okay? Displayer, space, displayer, and then a semicolon, okay? So that is our object. Now, put a comment on that line that says, this is an object, you know, put a space before the two, yeah, there you go, thank you, right? This is an object that will allow us to display things on you know, the flipbook screen, one line flipbook screen. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, now on the next line, yeah. Now let's. I want to look at the constructor for display with effect, please, if you don't mind. This is what we wrote last class. Display with effect. The constructor. The constructor is the first method we wrote for that class. So if you scroll up to the constructor, I want to see what we did. Where's yeah, no, the constructor. Oh, it actually takes a screen width as a parameter. Okay, yeah, right. So, but if you don't give the screen width, I think it's 80. But we'll set a screen width explicitly. Okay, so yeah, go back to the place where we declared it. Yeah. So after displayer, put open and close parentheses, and inside the open and close parentheses, you want to say, say screen, say width, width, right? Width, and then on the line above it, say const size t width equals, I don't know, 80 columns, right? So size t width equals 80. And because it's a const, let's change the word width to all uppercase. And also in the parameter to the constructor. Okay, great. So now we have this object that we can set pixels in and also put it on the screen. So let's go to the on the next line. We're just going to say we're going to set a pixel in on our screen and then display it. And what do we have? Display with effect colon. Do we have a method called set pixel? Set pixel. I think we have a method called set pixel. Well, what did we call that method? I'm so sorry, Connor, to shuffle back and forth. I'll make sure to set pixel. Okay, set pixels. And what else do we have? Set pixel. Do we have something for drawing the pixel? Set pixel. No, further down, I think you will have. Oh yeah, there you go. We can actually just look at the declarations. Draw screen. Okay, draw screen and doesn't take any parameters. Okay. All right, great. All right, so put a blank line there on line 67. And put a blank line there. Enter. Yeah, okay. Now open a comment and say, we will set a pixel at column 10, right? We'll set a pixel at column 10 and then display it, right? And this time, no effect, it's just going to display, that's all. And to test, and within parentheses, you can say just to test if everything okay, to test if everything works, or just to test, just to test. Okay, all right. So on the next line, you're simply just going to say displayer dot set pixel, displayer dot what's the name of the method again? I think it's set underscore pixel, right? Set pixel at. I think what column? What column 10, right? Yeah, so say 10 within parameters, semicolon. On the next line, you're simply going to say displayer dot show screen, or what again, I forgot what we call it. What do we call it? Displayer dot show screen. No, further down, further down. No, it's draw screen. It's called, you see 57, line 57, it's called draw screen. Right now it should print. Now if we run this, it should basically just print a line with a star in column number 10. Yes, don't run it yet. But so anytime, especially for these when we're writing programs and we have these intermediate testing stubs, right, as there, and we say, oh, we're going to test out if this works. Before you hit run to test it, we should always run it in our heads to make sure this is what we expect when we hit the run button. This is what we should see. Because then, as soon as you run it, you can see and say, well, that's what I expected, and that's what came out, so it should be okay, mostly, right? So draw screen, I think it's open close parentheses, semicolon, and hit an enter to separate the return, right? Okay, now if you run it, is everybody on the same page that it will print a single line, assuming things work, okay? Where there may still be compile errors, compile time errors, there might be errors here, which we have to fix. But after we get it to work, after we fix all the compilation syntax errors and all, I don't think there are any logic errors, right? Because look at our program; it's everything is like 2 or 3 lines. There's not enough room to enough room to put in sophisticated logic there even. So I don't think there'll be logic errors. Hopefully, not corner cases. This should just print a line with a star in column number 10. Is everybody okay? Are we all expecting that to happen? When we're all expecting it to happen, Connor will hit the run button, and then we can see if it happens or not. Yes or no? Yeah, thumbs up if you want to. Right, good. All right, so Connor, go ahead and run it, and let's see. Well, first of all, let's see if it compiles. Okay, let's fix the compilation errors. What does it say? Actually, I can't see. Let me change my glasses, okay? Because even though
You need a semicolon at the end of line 65.
Thanks, yeah. Yay, okay, so that worked. Yes, it works, didn't it? So it worked. Now you can try another trick here, we'll try another trick, which is some of this logic we're going to move into a method that we'll create in the display with effect. So what we'll do here is after displayer.draw screen, on this hit an enter. Now wait for 1 second. Wait for 2 seconds and then clear that pixel and draw it again. I'm not going to say what to do now. I'm not going to call out the statements. Connor, you can either type it yourself or someone else can call out the code to do what I'm suggesting here. What we want to do is on the same screen, wait for 1 second, okay, which is sleep 1. You do a sleep 1, it'll wait for 1 second. After you wait for 1 second, you should erase that pixel. You should clear that pixel and then draw the screen one more time. And then if you run it, you'll see the star, and then it'll wait for a second and the star will disappear. Okay, so it'll print something, and whatever it printed will disappear after a second. So it's like Instagram. What is it? Is it Instagram? This is this app that, you know, you send a message and it disappears after a while. Something like that.
Like Snapchat.
Snap. Oh my god, I totally forgot. Yeah. It's the yeah. It has a logo like the, you know, bread clip. Yeah, it's a bread bag. It has a clip, and in the middle it has a Snap logo. Looks like that. So all right, good. All right, good. So that's what you want to do, and I'm not going to say how to do it. Okay, I'm not going to say how to do it. You guys can feel free to tell Connor, you know, call out the lines of code, or Connor, you can just go ahead and type too. If you know what to do, you just go ahead and type. You just need to type this after line 70. After line 70, this is what you need to do. Sleep for 1 second and then clear the pixel and draw it again, right? That's all. It's so simple. 3 lines of code. Please do it. I'm not going to say anything. I'll just watch. Okay. In fact, maybe I won't even watch. How about that? I won't watch. Okay. Because if I watch, I'm tempted to jump in, and you may feel that, you know, oh, I got to do the right thing and all. Okay, so all right, I'm just going to turn this around. 2 minutes, okay, 2 minutes time, and fix that code. So and then when I come back, when you're done, call me, and then we can run it together and see if the desired effect happens. Okay.
Cool. If somebody knows how to do that, that would be amazing. You could tell me.
For the sleep, you can just use you sleep. I think like it's literally not, it's like literally just a you sleep. But someone correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm kind of pulling that out of my ass a little bit. And then the number is not in seconds. Like the number you put in there, I don't think you need a capital U. I think you can just do a lowercase u. Yeah, exactly. Oh, but I don't know if you need to like include anything new. Yeah, sleep. Okay, Robert says sleep sounds right. Yeah, okay, and then in parentheses, you put in the number of it's not seconds though, it's like milliseconds or something like that.
I think you sleep might be microseconds.
Microseconds? Okay, so maybe try doing like 500,000. So like 5, I think we did like a multiplication. I think we did 500 times 1,000 last time. You don't need a comma. Yeah. Last time also, not to be fastidious, last time I think we like did like a weird multiplication kind of. I think he did like 5,000 times, or like 500 times 1,000, or 5,000 times 100 or something for readability, but this should get you the same thing. I don't know if we need to include anything new though, like at the top. I think this seems fine though. Though I do think you might need a semicolon after.
Should we call the clear screen method before or after the sleep?
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe after.
Do we
I don't know.
do we even have to clear the screen at all?
Yeah, I think
We can just clear that pixel.
Yeah, I mean, couldn't we like figure out like use a loop first and foremost, right? And I wouldn't say a for loop because I don't think it makes sense to limit the loop. I mean, I guess you could figure out a way to do a for loop, but I think a while loop makes maybe a little bit more sense. and you have a variable that keeps track of where you are in the array, and then you just clear the pixel at that spot and then put it at the next spot and then increase, or like, yeah, increase the variable, put it at the, essentially just put it at the next spot and just march it along over and over until you get to some condition. You know, that will work. Do we want to test that this is indeed like how long we think it is, and have like a print statement before and after so we can kind of gauge how long it is, or like measure the time? I mean, I don't think we need to measure the time, but you know, just make sure that this usleep function is filled in properly.
Yeah, also I just looked it up. I do think we need to include something at the very top. Yeah. I think we need to do like at the very, very top. Yeah. So you see under a hashtag, like include, yeah, you need to include unistd.h, unistd.h, always between the two. Yeah.
I think we should do what Adam recommended, just to check the use sleep. So like above use sleep and below, just do a C out and then something, just to see if it is the right amount of time. Like just type anything, like any string, like hey or something. And then put one after you sleep as well. Like that's fine. I had the semicolon, but yeah. And then just try compiling and see if it like takes like a set amount of time. Was that how long is it supposed to be?
That was about half a second, I think, because
That was half a
what
second? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Good enough then.
You also could just try increasing the time, but if that was half a second.
Yeah, I was gonna say a million would be 1 second if we want to do that.
Like really obvious.
Do you guys want me to call out the code, or do you want to try for a little bit longer? Your call, okay? You guys want to try a bit longer?
Or yeah, I think Adam had an idea. I didn't super follow along with what you said. Sorry, I know that you said that you wanted to maybe try a while loop, but we could try that first.
Yeah, so I mean, now we know we like the use sleep function is working. We just need to dial in the number, right? So before the, just to test setting a pixel at column 10, or maybe, I mean, comment all of that out and even put it after, so we just still have that. Let's start a while loop, I guess, and if it makes sense later, we can change it to a for loop. All right. I think it actually does make sense to do this as a for loop because we're just moving a pixel every spot in the string, right? And we already have a width. So create a I mean, it doesn't really matter if you do size t or int, but I guess it's good practice to do size t. I would create a size t int and then some I space I, yeah, semicolon. I is less than width, which is our constant. And then you gotta make sure it's all caps. And then another semicolon, and then I plus plus. And then outside of the parentheses, open curly brace. Yeah, all right. So now we need to clear the pixel. No, we need to, well, I mean, we could do this in any order, but I think the order that makes sense to do it in is to set a pixel and then print this, like the thing, and then clear the pixel. And it's already going to keep track of the position between loops, so we don't really have to worry about that. So I mean, I think at this point, someone else should maybe jump in and we can see what I mean, it's just function calls at this point.
Okay, you guys want me to take over? I'm happy to jump in if you guys want me to. All we need to do really is we don't have to do the complex, more complex, complicated thing of having stars jump around. This is just a very simple thing. There's a star already on the screen. All you need to do is just remove the star after half a second or after a second, right? Wait for a second. You can just use sleep too. Oh, you're already using use sleep. Okay, right. So you just have to, the star is already there. Wait for a second and then clear the star and print it. That's all. That star needs to go. And then the more sophisticated effects, like having a star jump around or having the actual name or a text string move on screen like that we can do inside of the display. That won't happen inside of main. Okay, main says here's the object and here's something for the object to do something with. Okay, main will not be involved in the logic of actually fiddling things on the screen. So so that's where we're going eventually. That's the whole point. That's the whole beauty of objects, and hopefully we'll get to appreciate that today. If you want me to, I can jump in now and I can solve this little problem, saying how you can clear that simple pixel, and then we'll go on to the next step. Is that okay with you guys? Are you guys ready for me to jump in, or do you want more time? Yeah. Do you want more time, or do you want me to jump in?
I think you can jump in now. We talked over a couple different ways we do it, but yeah.
Okay, cool, great. Okay, what do you have here? Oh, you have a loop and all. Okay, yeah. Loop is good. We're going to do a loop elsewhere. We're not going to do a loop here. And the reason for this is because the display with effect is an object that is going to do the loop, and that is what is going to do all the logic for shifting things around. So main should not have to fiddle with the logic saying, oh, I got this thing and I got to move things around the screen. No, main would basically say, I got a string. Display the screen. Display the string on your screen with the marquee effect. Display this string on your screen with the explosion effect. That's all, right? So this class that you create is just going to give main a whole lot of methods. If you instantiate me, if you create an object of my type, you will be able to display strings with marquee effect. I'll give you another method. If you call this method, it will display the same string with the matrix neo, right? The matrix effect. All those things we can do today. Let's do 3 different effects maybe, right? So that's what we want to do. So let's get rid of the for loop for here. Get rid of the for loop. And you have something in comments. CS2A.
Yeah, we're just testing the amount of time that cout.
Oh, but that shouldn't have worked. That shouldn't have worked. Did it work? I don't think it would have worked. Yeah, how much time are you speaking? Well, how many zeros are there? Is this 50,000 or 500,000? It's 500,000, is it?
Yeah, it's 500,000.
It's half a second. Okay, so it's half a second. I don't think I saw a half a second gap between hey and then okay, because the way you've got it there, technically you're supposed to see in your mind, you see, hey, half a second, and then okay. Yes, that's what you program, isn't it? You printed hey, waited half a second, and then printed okay. That's what you expect to see, right? You don't expect to see the whole thing at once like this, bam, like that, hey, okay. Yes or no?
I think
Right.
it's because it's
We've got
flushing the buffer all at once. That's why.
I'm trying it on
Just
Xcode and
put-
it works. On
Just
my,
put two endl
No,
statements.
I don't think it'll
like
work.
at the end
Who
of
said
the
it
print
works?
statements.
I said it works. So I'm trying it right now on Xcode and it works. So I tried hey,
Oh,
yeah,
Xcode
but
will
I
work.
did
Okay,
endl. I used endl.
Yeah, okay. Endel, right? If you use endel, it'll work. Because you got, or you can do flush. You can also do an explicit flush, right? Explicit flush or endel will work. Now you'll see. There you go, right? So and so previously it didn't work, and you got to be like super duper careful, especially when you're doing these tests. Later on, you'll find out. Okay, when you're writing code and doing tests, and very often, well, maybe not often. With experience, it's not often, right? Early on, what people will do is they'll do a test and it'll run and it'll produce an incorrect output. But they look at the output and say, well, it ran. So that logic is right, but you got to look carefully, okay? And that only comes with practice. You got to look at the output and say, is the output what I expected in my mind, right? Mostly it's there. Well, it says it's got hey and okay. That's what I printed. So it seems okay. No, but that's not right. But in your mind, it was hey, and then a space, and then an okay, right? Like in music, you have this pause, musical pause between two notes. You omit the pause, the music is completely different, isn't it? Yeah, you have these rests. You can't omit the rests and play the melody. It's going to be completely different. So that pause, you inserted that. That's a half a second pause. You should see that. It didn't happen. So you should see that, oh my God, the output was jarring, right? It didn't sound like the right thing. So what the change that Thomas did was very important. You have to have an endel or an explicit flush, and that'll happen. Okay, so now all we need to do really is go to line 71, hit enter, hit enter. Hit enter. Now, what we want to do is you've drawn the screen. Now you're going to sleep for let's just sleep for 1 second. Okay, just say sleep one. Okay, let's not use micro sleep because just sleep for 1 second. Sleep, and within parentheses, just say one. Okay, that sleeps for 1 second. Right? You can put a comment there saying this sleeps for 1 second. Put a comment there. This sleep. Oh, actually, we know the word is pretty self-explanatory. Okay, so you don't have to. Right. Okay, right. So on the next line, you're going to say displayer dot, I think it is clear pixel at 10. Displayer dot clear pixel at 10. Yeah. Now you can draw the screen again, right? Displayer dot draw screen. That's it. Okay. So what did it do? It printed the star on the screen. It waited for a half a second and then cleared the star and it printed it again. So what the effect you will see is that you'll see a star and then the star disappears, and you can get rid of the see out hello and all those things, right?
Does he need the
because that'll just-
semicolon after sleep?
Yeah. You need a semicolon. Yes, thank you. And then you need open and close parentheses on draw screen also. Semicolon there, semicolon. Every statement. Oh, also the previous line. You're a Python programmer. You do code in Python. Who's coding? I keep for Connor. Here it seems like you're a Python guy or something like that. You're missing out all the semicolons. All right. So get rid of the couts and everything after that because it'll just clutter up the screen. Okay. Now, if you run this, you'll actually see the desired effect, which is you'll see the star, and then after half a second, the star will disappear. After 1 second, the star will actually disappear. So if you run it now, that's the effect we should see, right? And let's see if that happens. All right, okay. So you saw the star and it disappeared. Did everybody see the star and it disappeared? Or it was too quick for you guys? Okay, good. All right. So now we know it works. Yes. Now we know it works. Now we can go and program our special effects. Okay. So now we're going to go into our display with effect class and create a new method. Oh, we actually did have a declaration already. If you go right to the top, we'll see what the declaration was. I think it was called display with marquee effect or something like that. Yeah, I think it was a display with. Oh, it's called display with marquee effect. It's a display with the WITH. display with marquee effect on line 25. On line 25, it's not display width, it's display width. Yeah, display with marquee effect. Okay, and you're being given a string. Okay, let's implement that method now. All right. So now further down at the very end, you can say yeah, display on. You can get rid of the test code we wrote before, sleep and everything. All those three things can go. Good. All right. And also you can set a pixel at column 10. That also can go, because all of that was basically we're just testing, right? So you can get rid of that too. All right. So now let's say and then put a comment there saying we want to display my name, right? We want to display Connor, right? We want to display Connor with the marquee effect. No. You can say my name is Connor. Okay, my name is Connor. You can say my name is Connor. Okay, with the marquee effect, with a marquee effect. MARQUEE. All right. Okay. Effect. Okay. Now, I haven't done this before, so I'm actually looking forward to the, when you run it to see what the output looks like. I think it'll be really cool. Okay. All right. So on the next line, this is all we're going to do, right? So you're basically going to say screen dot. No, what is it called? Displayer dot. And then what do we call that method? Display with the marquee effect. What did we call it? Display with marquee effect. I think it's yeah. Okay, that one. Display with marquee effect. And then my name is Connor is a parameter. Hey, by the way, Andrew has got non-static member reference. Oh, you're trying to compile it. Let's go up to the. Oh, Satvik posted. Yeah. Satvik also posted this. About an hour ago. You should go back to the top of your code again. Right where it says static. Oh, you did put static. I thought we didn't have static, and it didn't compile. And then Satvik found out it didn't compile without the static. It's an oversight. And then he posted a note on Reddit saying, you need to have static. How did you get static in there? I thought Satvik had the same code and he didn't have static. Satvik, are you here?
I reposted on Reddit, so.
No, but he picked up Philip's code. He didn't pick up your code. Hey, Connor, did you pick up Connor's Philip's code or Satvik's code? Never mind. Doesn't matter. I think what we coded last class. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Okay. The static, the word static, we were supposed to have talked about it a couple of lectures ago. All static says is that, this is a blueprint for this class. Please pay attention. Okay. This is very important, and you'll be using lots and lots of statics later on. Right. So static says, this is a blueprint for display with effect. This is the template. This is how you're going to make objects of this class. Okay, and you're going to using this stamp. You're going to stamp out many display with effect objects. Okay. However, every object, if you didn't have the word static, every object will have that variable, but it's a constant. It's a constant, right? That default width is a constant. So it is a total waste if you're going to just put a constant number in every single one of the homes or every single one of the objects that you're creating. Because it's constant, you can save space by saying, well, this number needs to be part of every object, but it's exactly the same number. So instead of wasting space in the trillion objects I'm going to create, I'll just take that and put that on the blueprint itself, right? Or the diagram that says how I'm going to create objects, I'll put it there because it's in the class definition. It's not in the object, it's in the class. Now, but I'll say it's static in the class definition so that when an object needs that variable, it'll know that it doesn't contain it, needs to go to the blueprint and get it from there. That's all it is. Static means there's only one copy. Every object refers to the same thing, right? So if one object changes it, other objects will look at the changed value. Now, because it's constant, you don't have the risk, because even though everything is looking at the same thing, nobody can change it. So does that make sense? That is the use of static. And I think that's the reason why we didn't belabor this point before, because it would have taken up time. But that's all it is, right? So let's go back to the place where we're coding. All right. Yeah. Oh, my name is Connor. It needs to be within quotes. It needs to be within quotes. Okay. All right. Good. Semicolon after that. That's all. Right now, we want to go and implement that method now. You can get rid of the blank lines. Get rid of the blank lines under that. One blank line for return. That's enough. One more. Yeah. Okay. Good. Right. So let's go. Let's above main. Let's implement the method. Okay. Above main. Yeah. Enter. And then let's say void display with effect double colon. Why is it giving you an indentation there? Did you miss out a brace somewhere? Is that your default indentation right there? If you hit enter, that's where it goes. Hit enter.
No, I hit tab. That was my bad.
Oh, okay. All right. So now you can say void display with effect double colon, and whatever the name of that method was. You can actually double click that too. You can double click and copy display with marquee effect. Oh, you actually have an autocomplete also. That's fine. And you need to qualify that with the name of the class in front of the name of the method, right? So you need to say display with effect double colon that thing. And then capital D. Okay. Now this takes a string as a parameter. So you would say open parentheses, string s. Yeah. And then space curly brace. Curly brace there. Yeah. All right. So here's where we're going to define this method. Now, let me try to think about this very quickly. So we have a string and we need to put it on screen. And then it's going to start here. And then it's okay. All right. So I think this is how we'll do it. And there's a whole bunch of different ways in which you can do it. I'm going to suggest one way, and you're obviously free to experiment and try out other ways and come up with your own way to do it too. You know, it's very simple and straightforward. So here's what we're going to do. So we're going to say for size t, I equals what is it? Screen dot width. Screen. What did we call it? Screen. Yeah, screen. Screen dot size. That's the size of the screen. A screen dot size -1. Screen dot size -1. Open close for size because it's a method, right? Open close. -1 semicolon. Space. I is greater than 0. Semicolon. I minus. Okay, it's a different kind of a loop, right? We're using decrement instead of increment. Now, decrementing loops, generally speaking, here's a thumb rule. Okay, this is for me, and maybe it'll work for you too. Generally speaking, whenever you need to do a loop in your program, always see if you can use a for loop first before you can do a while loop. Okay, and the reason for that is because for loops, less chance that you'll have an error. Okay, so, you know, it's exactly the same. I think psychologically, the grouping of things together makes it a whole lot easier for programmers to spot errors in a for loop. Okay, while loop is harder. Now, even within for loops, after you've decided you're going to use a for loop, see if you can do a loop with incrementing counters, not decrementing. Okay, decrementing again, not so bad as the difference between while and for, but decrementing, going downwards in a for loop, I don't know. It's unintuitive for lots of people. And also sometimes it crosses over 0 if your data types are not correct and creates a whole lot of, you know, messy things. So it's better to always use incrementing loops. But in this case, we're using a decrementing loop for 2 reasons, because, you know, that actually fits more nicely into what we're trying to do. The other reason also is to introduce that, you know, the idea that you can actually have a loop that decrements, because it doesn't matter, right? The only thing that matters is the condition. If the condition is false, it's going to break out of the loop. That's all you need. Yes or no? Okay, so here's what we're going to do. So so we have the loop there. On the next line, you're essentially going to say screen dot. You need to indent in because it's part of the for loop. Screen. No, it's not screen dot. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. So you got to say. Hang on. Give me 1 second. Okay, I'm going to think of the best way to do this. You need to use a method or. Okay, all right. So here, we will not use a method now, but I'll show you how to do this without a method, and then we'll make it a method later. Okay. So so here's what we're going to do. So we'll say we're going to call a method we're going to create. Okay. So we're going to say yeah, we say insert underscore string in vector. Okay, string underscore in underscore vector at, right? At. Okay, all right. So we're using these big ass names for methods because it's easier for someone who doesn't attend the lecture to look at it and understand what's going on. Okay, that's why. Right. Right. So now open parentheses, and you're going to pass a screen as a parameter. The first parameter, screen, right? The second parameter is going to be the string to no, the second parameter is going to be I. You're going to display the string at I. Okay, display the string at I. The second parameter is I, comma I, comma I, screen, comma I. And the third parameter is a string that you actually want to display, right? So you say string S. No, not string S, I'm sorry, just S, just S, just S. Okay, and I believe that is it, semicolon at the end. Now, let me run this in my head to make sure that's enough. So we're going to print it there, and then that's it's just basically going to print the string starting here and all the way. It's just going to keep doing that, and then we need to clear the last after it's moved in. After it's, we'll do that. Well, we'll come back to this. Okay, all right. So I'm sorry. I'm just thinking aloud and all. Okay, so let's define that method. Insert string in vector. Okay. Oh, we actually need to print out the screen. We'll do that. Okay, we'll do that. Yeah, inside the for. Actually, it needs to be inside the for loop. I'm sorry. The for loop needs more than one statement. Yeah. So you need a brace. You need a brace at the end of the for loop. Yeah. Okay. And the next line. Oh, I see. You need to put that insert string in vector inside of the for loop also. The whole thing, yeah. And then after you insert the string, and then you're just going to say draw. What is it? Display. No, we're just going to call draw screen. I don't know what do we call it again? I keep forgetting. I think we called it draw screen. Set pixel at clear screen. No, it's further down, I think. Oh, it's right above. There it is. It was right above our function. Draw screen. It's just say draw screen. Yeah, semicolon. And then after that, you can say sleep one. Okay. So, and then we can put a comment on top of this method on line. Yeah. One more. And one more. Enter. Open comments, and we say we will incrementally. We will repeatedly print the screen. We'll repeatedly print the string on the screen at successively lefter.
Sorry,
What do you say, lefter?
again?
More to the left. Yeah, at increasingly more left locations. At increasingly more left.
I'll just say further left.
Further left. Thank you. All right. Increment the screen. Increment. We will progress. We will print the string. Repeatedly. Further left each time. That's it. Yeah, I think that's much better. We'll print the string as repeatedly. Further left each time. Print the string as repeatedly further left each time. Repeatedly, EDLY, LY, repeatedly, further left each time after one second, after 1 second interval. Yeah. Okay. All right. After 1 second intervals, because that intervals in plural. Okay, all right. I think that is enough. Now, so now let's go ahead and define our method. Insert string in vector, and then it's going to take. So let's go above. Go. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, enter there. One more, and then go up. So yeah, there you go. So you can say void In fact, you know, you say void, void space. You can double click and copy that name of that method. Insert string and vector at. You can copy the whole thing, and then we can put and then open brace, and open parentheses, and inside you're going to say const vector, right? So pay extra attention here to the signature of this function, because this uses a whole lot of things that we've learned in the last few 3 or 4 classes, because the signature is super duper important. Okay, const vector, open parentheses, open angle bracket, open angle bracket, angle bracket, no, angle bracket, no, inside after vector you need to have an angle bracket, and inside the angle bracket you're going to say char. I think it was a vector of char, right? It was a vector of char, vector, and no, angle bracket, angle, less than, greater than, as angle bracket, less than, right? You say char, char, close angle, right? Now space, ampersand, vec, right? This is our vector. And no space between the ampersand and vec, right? Because otherwise it looks like an operator, right? Comma. And what's the second parameter? I think it's size t pause, size t pause, size t pause, yeah, size t space pause, position, right? Pause. No, and POS, position. Yeah, comma. And then string s. Okay. Now let's put a comment on top of this function for people who are going to miss the lecture, who are not going to miss the lecture, who missed the lecture, who are going to watch the video later. Right. So this will insert the string inside the vector, starting at index pause. Yeah. Okay. That's all it's going to do. All right. So on the next line. No, that's it. That's it. So we can now define the function. So go to the end of that thing there. Yeah, there you go. End of the function declaration. Put a curly brace and go to the next line. Space curly brace. Yeah, right. And next one. Okay. So that's all we're going to do. Now now we can use a for loop that Adam suggested, right? So you say for size t I equals yeah, I think we can do it like this. Okay. All right. So it's going to be, you got to be later on when you scan this code, it's going to have 2 counters in there, and one of them is linked to the loop and the other one is not. And you got to be a little bit careful, but maybe there's a better way to do this, and you can come up with a better way and share it in the Reddits. Okay. So I equals 0, I less than s dot length. Okay. I is less than s dot length. Open, close. Open, close. I plus plus. Okay, now what we want to do is all right, on the previous line, you say we've been given the pause already. We're given the position. No, we don't need that variable. No, so you can clear the previous line, so we don't need that. Yeah, okay, right. So on the next line you're going to say vec, if pause, indent in, if pause, within parentheses, if pause is less than vec dot size, open, close. I'm just thinking off the top of my head here. So you guys have to be on, double watch and make sure that I'm not making any silly mistakes here. Okay. So you got to be covering for me too. Hopefully Walter is here. Okay, good. So, right on the next line, you're going to say, on the next line, indent into the if statement, right? You're going to say, if it's less, you're going to say, vec of I, vec square bracket I equals s square bracket. Here's what we're going to do. Okay, pause, POS. Now, there's two ways in which you can do it. One is more confusing and the other is not. I'll do it the confusing way and then we'll erase it and do it the non-confusing way, and you can figure it out, okay? So just say plus plus right there. Okay, now that will technically work because it takes the character, puts it there, and increments pause. Okay. However, it's more confusing for a lot of beginning students. So we'll take the plus plus and put it on the next line. So get rid of the plus plus from there. Right. And now go to the next line. And unfortunately, because of this, now the if statement is got two statements in there. So if needs a curly brace, right? After if, put a curly brace, space curly brace. Yeah. Right now on the next line, after pause, semicolon at the end of line 68. Right now you're going to say pause plus plus. Right, semicolon. And then close the if statement right there on the next line. On the next line, enter. Right now, I think now because we have a for statement with an if statement with a block inside of a for statement, and there's technically this is correct, but we're going to make it slightly better to look at. Okay, just cosmetic. We'll put braces for the for also, right? Even though for has only got one statement, because the inside statement has got braces, put braces around the for, right? So there you go. You put a for, yeah, space brace there, and then you can put a brace after the last one too. Now, no, not that. After the for statement, yeah, there you go. Enter, and yeah, enter, and backspace and put a brace there. Now, I want to run this in my head to make sure it does the right thing, and you should also probably do the same thing. Okay, it's going to take that character in, if it's possible to put it there, it's going to put it there, and then it'll increment it to go on to the next one. This is probably going to be printing the string in reverse. Okay, well, we're going to try this. This is funny. Okay, this is going to print the string. My name is Connor in reverse. Okay, well, yeah, it's funny. Okay, and let's put a comment for you guys to fix the bug later on. Okay, and it's going to be it's not a simple bug to fix. Well, it's simple, but it's you got to be really super duper careful to fix this bug. Okay, and in the process of fixing this bug, you'll learn a lot of things, I'm pretty sure. Okay, so go to the end of line 64 and hit enter. Right. Okay. Now we're going to say because of a bug below, it will print the string in reverse. Okay. And then you say because of a bug below, it will print the string in reverse. I think. Yeah, I think it'll print the string in reverse. Okay. And on the next line, you say to do homework, fix it. Homework, fix it to do the fix it in the right order. Okay, fix it to print the string in the right order. Okay, homework, yeah. Okay, all right, good. All right, now I think that is probably it. The one thing we may notice is that as it scrolls this way, it's going to leave a trail. The last character is not erased, so that it'll. So what we need to do is after the for statement, right? After the for statement, on line 73, yeah, hit enter. And we want to clear the last character because that was, that would have been. So what we want to do is we say, oh, we've lost the value of I. So it'll be in a certain position. That position plus the length of the string that needs to be set to a space. Oh, is our vector a constant? Where is it? Oh, I'm sorry, Andrew. Thank you so much. It won't even compile if we say constant, right? It'll say, hey, you're trying to modify something that's a const. It's not a const. I'm so sorry. Okay, get rid of the const in the signature. It's not a const. Hey, Andrew, you should just speak, okay? Because it was totally by chance I looked at your message that you put in chat, right? Because chat must just come and go. Yeah, you can get rid of the const, get rid of the space also. All right. So when you do this, it's going to leave a trail, and that's also you also need to fix. But we'll fix that together. Okay. So now I think if we run this, you can get rid of the blank line at the end too, because I think that's it. Is that it? Yes. Can someone run this code in your head and see if that is sufficient? Except for the bug. Okay, the two bugs. Hey, Hey, Joshua, you too, right? So you should all, there's a whole bunch of messages in chat and nobody sees this chat message, okay? Because the chat window is minimized and anything you type into chat just flashes on screen for me. So there's no way I can read it in time. So Joshua, you had a question that you asked in chat. What is your question?
Yeah, I'm confused about line 70. Why is it not like S, the index for S is I and index for vec is position? So reverse them?
Sure. Okay, I can answer that question. If someone else wants to answer the question, this is a great chance. Okay, would someone else like to answer Joshua's question? Otherwise, I will do it.
Sure. That is the issue that he wanted us to fix. The whole
I'm sorry,
printing it backwards thing. Did people hear that?
Oh, it is. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah. Actually, our logic is incorrect. Oh no. Hang on. Equals 0 I. Where is our insert string in vector I equals 0 length I plus plus? We're putting it there, and then. Oh, we had I thought we had a minus loop somewhere.
Switch them.
Do we have a minus loop somewhere? Oh yeah. I think that's good. That's good. Yeah. So we have a minus loop there, and then we have this, and then it's going to print the character, and then pause, advance in the string, advance in the vector, advance in the string, advance in the vector. Okay, and so on until you run out of the string. That's what we're doing. Okay, I think it looks okay to me. Obviously, we'll find out. The proof is in the pudding. When we run it, we'll find out. It looks okay to me. But before we run it, I'd like everyone to run this in your head and see if it looks okay in your mental screen. Okay, not on the computer screen. Just make sure that it looks okay and it's supposed to do the right thing, or it does the right thing and all. Right? Just take a look at it and tell me before we actually run it. Okay, and then we'll run it after that. Is everybody okay? You got to. Someone has to say yes. We should. Let's run it. Okay. Otherwise, we're not going to run it. The chances are some of you are already running it on your local machines, but you should tell me, right? So I'm not getting any feedback.
Yeah, let's run
let
it.
me know.
Yeah.
Let's run
Let's
it.
do
Okay.
it.
Let's run it and see what happens. Nothing happens. Oh, maybe we don't have a flush or something. Yeah. All right. So
We're probably
no,
not
draw
calling
screen has a flush.
marquee in main.
Hmm?
Are we even calling marquee in main? Oh, we are. Okay.
Yeah, display with marquee effect. Yeah, there you go. And then now let's go into that method. We'll see what's going on there. Let's go into display with marquee effect, the method. There it is, right there. No, it was right above main. Display with marquee effect. Further down, I think. Yeah, okay. So for size t, I equals screen.size, I greater than 0, I minus. Insert string in vector. And then you're passing the vector and the position where to insert the string, and then the string itself. And then you draw the screen and sleep for 1 second. Okay. And does draw screen have a flush? We just want to make sure that draw screen has a flush. Can we look at the draw screen method to make sure it has a flush? It does have a flush. Yeah. Okay. Draw screen has a flush. Okay. So it'll put this. It'll print the screen and then it'll flush. Okay. Now insert string in vector. Vector char. Okay. And then toss. I hope you're all looking at the code and trying to debug it. Okay. It may look like there's nothing happening, but we're looking at the code and I'm running it in my head to make sure that everything is okay. So everybody should be doing the same thing. And you should ask if there's anything confusing here. Yeah, that looks right to me. I cannot see anything obviously wrong, so we're going to debug it. Okay, and because this is online, we're going to debug it in the old traditional primitive way by inserting a lot of cout statements. Okay, that's what we're going to do. It's very simple and straightforward, okay? And it's good to know how to debug these things like this. Is if everybody is okay and doesn't have anything obvious to report, saying, hey, that's obviously wrong, that's why it didn't work, I will start the debugging process. Is everybody okay with this? Okay, good. So now let's go into this method, insert string and vector. What we want to do is inside of the for loop, just say inside of the for loop, inside the for loop, the first statement, you say cout, inserting s, within quotes, it's no, within quotes say inserting, but you say s equals, yeah, in fact, you don't say inserting at all. Within quotes, you just say s equals s space equals, yeah, open, and then close the quote, and then left shift s, and then one more left shift, and then open quote and say comma space, and pause equals, and then pause, and then endl after that, and left shift pause, and then endl. Right now, put 4 slashes there on 4 forward slashes just to mark. What I do is if I have any diagnostic outputs like that, I just put 4 slashes so that everything else is working. Then I can go and remove all the lines with 4 slashes. That's a tag, right? So you can do that if you like, but we can remember this. Okay, so now inside the for loop, it's going to do that. I equals 0, I see something. Okay, now let's run it, and we should see a whole bunch of output, right? We should when it's entered the for loop, we should see a lot of those things. So when you run it now, hopefully we should see that. Okay, good. Why is pause is nothing? Why is pause nothing? Oh, you don't have, pause equals, before the endl, you need to put pause. Before the endl, you need to put POS and then endl. Stop, you have to stop it before you edit it. Yeah, right. Now if you run it, we'll actually see those values. And let's increase the size of the console so we can see what's going on. Oh, pause never got decremented. No, it did. Okay. And pause starts at 80. Oh, why is pause all the way up there? Pause should start at 0, shouldn't it? Pause should start at 0. Why is pause not starting at 0? Oh, pause is the, oh, I see. Okay, yeah. So yeah, let's go to the code. And we can fix it. We need to have. I thought we do have 2 counters. Pause. All right, pause is where we need to insert it. Oh yeah. I'm so sorry. Okay, vector of pause. Vector of the vector square bracket pause, not vector of I. Vector square bracket pause. Vector square bracket pause equals s square bracket I, s square bracket I. Okay, now wait a sec before we run it. And vector pause, and then pause gets incremented, so it goes to the next, and then I also gets incremented. Yeah, I think that should do it. Right, to try run it now, and then we'll see if.
So Josh was right. Okay,
I think it works now. It works now. You can get rid of the diagnostic messages. Stop it. And then get rid of the cout there. You can put a comment in front of the cout. You put a comment in front of the cout, line 16. Yeah, there you go. If you run it now, I think we will see the effect. Yeah. Oh, there you go. Yeah. All right. So you see that? My name is Connor. Okay. Now we actually increase it. Make it sleep now. You make it sleep in half a second. Okay. Make it sleep in half a second. It'll be faster and nicer. Okay. Where's that sleep? No, it's sleep 1. Sleep 1. You see that sleep 1? Make that quarter second. Actually, it'll be much better. 250 times 1000. 250, and it should be sleep. Sleep 250 times 1000. And then inside you say 250 times 1000. So it's going to wait a quarter second before printing each character. Yeah. Now if you run it, I believe you'll see the name scroll much nicer. Yay! Okay. All right. You see that? You see? Does everybody see the effect? All right. So this is what I was referring to before. You see that it leaves a trail. The last character, it's not erased, so it's easy to fix. It's like super duper easy to fix. It's just one line and it's one statement, and you can do it really quickly. Okay. So I'm going to leave that in your hands. Can you guys fix that? Can you? If you don't want to fix it, if you want me to fix it, I'm happy to fix it. Okay. It's like super duper simple. I'm pretty sure I can see all of you. And I can see this place is like brimming with talent. Okay, a lot of people in this class know how to do this, right? And I can see that it's easy and within your reach. You should be able to do this. Do you want 5 minutes to fix that error? Okay, and after you do that, we can do one more effect. We'll do another effect, which I don't know. Yeah, we can do the matrix effect. We can do the matrix effect, right? We're given a string, and then it'll just basically roll. All the characters will keep rolling, changing, and then it'll settle into the secret. Right? You give it a secret string, and it'll say you'll see a shuffle garbage on screen, and the garbage will slowly turn into the secret string. Okay, I think that'll be a cool effect. Okay, we'll do that next after you fix this error. Now, so far was this little game? No, it's not a game, right? But originally we thought we'll do a game, right? We thought we'll do a game where Alec and I don't know, Darshana start the game, and they're racing towards each other, like and then the first person to get to the middle is the winner. But we'll do that later, maybe if we have time. But we'll do another effect. Okay, so can you guys fix this? Yeah, obviously the easy way to fix it is just to put a space after R in Connor. My name is Connor space. All right, and then it'll work, because the trail will just be the space, right? But that's a cheating kind of fix, so you shouldn't do that. So you can fix it neatly, nicely and neatly. So do you guys want to do it? Do you guys want to fix it on your own? You can try it, you can run it, you can also do diagnostic things and say, well, you know what, it's not happening. Let's try and figure out what's going on. So let's put some cout statements there and so on. Everything is perfectly okay. Because when you're learning, the only thing you can do is lots and lots of experiments, right? And most of the experiments will fail initially. That's fine, because failing experiments teach you more than successful experiments, I think, right? So in my experience, failed experiments are more valuable than successful experiments. And so please do experiment a lot, see if it works, see if it doesn't. That's just a very simple thing, right? Just a trailing thing needs to be removed so that it doesn't leave a trail. So the whole thing moves like a marquee, like a ticker tape, yeah? So it's going to do that. And if you do that, you can also, if you are up for a challenge, maybe this is homework, you can change this and post it on Reddit like Sadvik did, or Ashley has shared code before. Next step for you, if you want to do this, is you see how that my name is Connor starts here and then it moves all the way over, but it'll stop after it gets to the first column, right? But take that to the next level and say it's not going to stop. It's going to start here. It's going to scroll into the screen, and it's going to go out of the screen too, right? It's going to scroll out also, right? Both ends. It's going to start. So in the end, the screen will be completely blank. So I'm not going to do that in class. It's very easy to do. But let's say I will give extra credit. Okay, I'll give an extra credit point to your let's say questing scores, right? Questing score. Hey, one extra credit questing point for someone who would do the whole thing, right? It should start here and scroll out of screen too, right? The implementation we have here will not scroll out of the screen. It'll get there and stop when it reaches the 0th column, right? We don't want it to stop at the 0th column. The whole thing should just continue and move out, right? Enter, and then exist, and then go away. So do you guys want to do it? 5 minutes?
That. It's on Reddit. So I've already done that. It's on Reddit.
I'm sorry, I totally didn't get that. Are there any?
I've already done that. I think marquee effect going out of the screen, and it's on Reddit. So
oh yeah, oh I see. So this code is already on Reddit. You put it on Reddit already, Sadhvik?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Great,
great. Okay. Oh, you finished it. You're saying you got it done so that it scrolls out of the screen too.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Do it here so that everybody can also, right? So maybe Sadhvik will talk. I won't be in your face again. I'm going to turn the laptop around. So Sadhvik will probably talk. And even if it doesn't work, it's okay. But talk you through this and do this. Fix both errors. Okay. The first thing is that last.
My method was different, so it won't work here.
Why?
My method was different, so it won't work here.
Why?
it's slightly different from this. I didn't use the other method. I just converted the string to a C string and then did it.
Oh, okay. It doesn't matter. You can, if it works and if it's easily understandable, that's fine too, right? And you can do that if it's not a major change. But anyway, I think you have the idea of how to fix this, so you can take the same idea and modify this code. Yeah. Try. Don't worry. If it doesn't work, then who cares, right? Who cares if it doesn't work? Right? Yeah. You know, we're writing programs with the goal of making sure they break, right, or they don't work, so that it gives us an instructional point. So it's super duper important to just keep trying these things. Don't worry if it doesn't work. Okay. And if nobody can do it, I'll come back and I'll show you how to do it. So it's not a big deal. It's like super. First thing to fix is not the scrolling out. Okay, scrolling out is harder. The first thing to fix is just get rid of that trailing space, right? That trailing character. You see the corner R. There's a lot of R's at the end when you do that. So we don't want that to happen. Okay, so it's very simple. And don't fix it by just putting a space after here, after R in the string, because that'll also fix it, right? Put a space there and run it. I'll show you it'll fix it, right? Put a space after R in my name is Connor. Right now, if you run it now, you won't have that effect, right? You won't have that bad effect with the R. Wait until it, right? Now you'll see that the whole thing actually moves, right? You won't have that. There you go. You see. But if you didn't have the space, obviously it's putting that R many times, and now you know exactly what's going on. So that's the thing you need to fix. It's a one-line fix. Just fix that in the insert vector. Okay, it needs to be fixed in insert vector. So I've given you 2 clues now, right? It's one line and it's an insert string in vector or whatever that method is, what we called it. Okay, so in that method you need to do a one-line fix to take care of the case where it leaves that breadcrumb behind. No breadcrumbs. Okay, and so I'll give you 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Okay, is 5 minutes enough? A whole bunch of you, right? Yeah, I'm looking at your smiling faces. You all know what to do, right? In some corner of your brain, you already know what to do. Okay, it's just a question of teasing it out and bringing it to the forefront. And maybe along the way you'll try something that doesn't work. That's fine, right? But you got to try it. I know that all of you can do it. Okay, it's just if you're not doing it, it's just because you're lazy, you're not paying attention, or you just and you haven't been following the code. But nothing, not all is lost. Okay, this is simple code. You can come back to it, reorient yourself. Okay, reground and fix this. 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Okay, you guys want to take a crack at fixing just that one error first? Okay, just get rid of the error where it prints that trailing a breadcrumb. Get rid of the breadcrumb. Good. Thank you, Andrew. Okay, all right, so I'm not going to look at you, but you can call me because I'll be within earshot, right? I'm just going to be here behind the screen. So if you need my help, just call my name. I'll be here. Otherwise, you should just talk to each other and fix it.
Okay, so I think a method to fix that would be underneath the for loop for that method right there, put in VEC square bracket pause under the for loop. You're in the for loop right now. Go under the last bracket. There we go. Yeah, and then VEC square bracket pause is equal to single colon space. Yeah, just the colon. Oh, my brain. Sorry, that I'm not colon quote. I'm single quote. A single colon you can look like, yeah, and then just space and then semicolon. Space inside of the single quote. There we go, and then semicolon. Right, I think that does it. Yeah, well, sync. I tested it. I know it does it. All right, there we go. Cool. I have no idea how to do the thing where it gets to the end of the screen and then like falls off of it. So I guess that would be the next goal, but I don't know how to do that yet. I don't know why he wanted to give us a full 5 minutes for this. Kind of just finished it. I mean, I guess for proof of concept, did you take the space out of the very end of your Connor string down there? Oh, there we go. Yeah, I'll give it another shot. Yeah, see, there we go. So it works all good.
Is good now? Is it work? Does it work?
Yep. You got
Awesome.
it.
Okay, all right. Okay. Great. Do you guys want to do one more effect? Do you want to do one more special effect, or do you want to play around with this code a bit more?
Special effect sounds funny. I don't know. I'm not trying to talk for everyone here, but sounds fun.
Hey guys, what do you want to do? What do you want to do? Do you want to do one more effect now, or are you ready to? Are you ready? By the way, is this fixed? By the way, well, Andrew said it was fixed. It's fixed now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
it
Cool.
is.
Cool. Great.
good.
Great. Excellent. Oh. Before you do that, Beck. All right. So, yeah, I said one line, but there was probably we got to be this. You need to check if pos is less than vector.size before assigning anything to it. You know, that is a corner case, and that might come back to bite you in a really bad way. So just before the vec, yeah, if pos is less than vec.size, you always got to do that. Anytime you assign to a vector, if you're not sure, you got to do that. No, great, less than. Open close parentheses for vec.size. No, hang on. Yeah. Then, yeah. And that is to cover the case, and that's outside the for loop. So you're doing one check outside the for loop. It's not an extra. It's not a. I was worried that it may be a wasted machine, instruction there to do an if statement inside a for loop, and it's not going to be, it's invariant and all. But we're doing it outside the loop, so it's not a big cost in terms of runtime. So I think that's good. Yeah, indent in the next line. 76 now belongs to the if statement, right? Okay, yeah, that's great. Thank you, Andrew and Connor and everybody else who fixed that. Can you run it now? Let's make sure that it actually does the right. It should do the right thing, obviously, but we'll just see it in effect, in action. Great. It's nice. Okay, now do we want to do one more effect or not? We have time. Okay, we have time, and then there's other topics. I don't know what 9:30. Yeah, we have time. What are the other topics? This is week 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so let's say week 11. No, week 12, no classes. So week 11, if I do linked lists in week 11, linked data structures in week 11. Week 10, I can do maybe stack, and then this is week 7. So we got week 7 is gone. This is the last lecture of week 7, right? So we only have 8, 9, 10, 11. So we only have four more weeks to go. Because no classes on 12. Okay, we're not supposed to teach in week 12. So that means I need at least one for a linked list, another one for stack. So I got 2 left, and then I can. We've done static variables and everything. We've used arrays. We got a lot of time. Great. We're doing very good on time. Okay, which means that we can go over topics multiple times and say, hey, that topic we did, 2 lectures ago, not clear. We can do that too, right? All those things, we have a lot of time to handle these things, okay? So do you want to do one more effect? We have another, and I'm thinking, let's do the matrix effect, okay? I want to see that. I think I might have done this a very long time ago in a class lecture. No, actually, those I did the matrix effect. I think maybe 4 or 5 quarters ago. And the name of the student I think was Turkey. Allow me dad or something like that, right? So yeah, he did that in class. I actually remember these things, right? So in 5 or 10 quarters from now, if I do the same thing, I say, hey, you know what? We did that 7 quarters ago. Connor, there was a student named Connor Short who programmed it in class, okay? And then Andrew and Thomas and all these other people they helped. So I remember these things. So that's kind of cool. All right. So if everybody's okay, we'll do the other effect also. Yes or no? Okay, great. All right. So let's go to the declarations again, to the top of the class. Now we're going to do one more thing here. Again, not necessary, but it's useful and it's good to know, right? Now, the only thing that main and other people need to know are main doesn't need to know all of the methods we got here. In particular, oh, well, okay, set pixel, clear pixel. Okay, main can know these things. I was thinking maybe we should take some of these and make them private. We'll just leave them all as public for now. Right, so now go to the last line on line 25 and hit enter and say display with matrix effect, right? Display with matrix, and it's got to be void again. And then you say string s, right? Yeah, string s. And then let's go right to the bottom again, and we'll define this function. We'll define this function and above main. In fact, you can copy the previous function and paste it one more time. So it's most of it is going to be the same, right? Copy the previous function 81 to 82, including comments. Copy everything and paste it under that. And you got extra blank lines which you can delete also, right? No, there's blank lines under that. You can get rid of the blank lines, and you need the closing brace also. So you copy the whole thing with the brace and yeah, copy and then blank line and then paste it. Blank line under that, one more blank line and paste. Yeah, okay, good. Paste it. Now, so let's change the comment. We'll print the string. The string s will shuffle into place. Will gradually shuffle into place, right? So I print the string s will gradually shuffle into place on screen. Okay, all right. So here's what we're going to do. And here's my thinking, right? And I'll explain what I'm thinking, and you can correct me or say, hey, we can do it slightly better if we do it that way. All of that is great, because I'm just thinking off the top of my head now and thinking of what we can do. I've forgotten how I did it a long time ago, right? So I'll describe it, and you can tell me if we should do it another way. So here's what I'm thinking. So we get given the string, and we're going to create another string of the same size filled with random characters. Okay, filled with random characters. They're all random characters. Now what we do is print the random character string you will basically draw the random character string, sleep for a half a second or whatever that interval is, and after that we're going to zip through all of the characters and change them rapidly, bam, 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 like that, okay, into another random character, different random characters. However, if the character that you're trying to change is already the target character, which is the character in the string that needs to be printed, we won't change it, right? So in other words, the character will keep on shuffling, but once it hits the character that needs to be printed, it won't change anymore. Does that make sense? So eventually, the string will settle into a place where there's no more changes because all of the characters are the same. I don't know. Did I do a good job in explaining it? Or or do you prefer that we start coding and then the code will probably be a whole lot more clear than what I just explained? So do you want us to just code it and then you can see what's going on? Yeah, okay. So you know what? I'm not getting any feedback at all. So I don't even know if you guys are listening or you're just saying, oh, you can say whatever you want. We're just here. Okay. So I need to get some feedback saying yes, 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 and no. Okay. or let's do it and so on. So is it okay? I know Will raised his thumb and all, but you should just say yes or no, or everybody or more reactions, not just one person. Okay.
That sounds good.
Yes.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Yeah.
Great. Okay. All right. Excellent. All right. So here's what we're going to do. And on the next line, we'll describe the strategy. On the next line, one more comment, and say strategy colon. And here you're going to say we will. Strategy. Now one first bullet, right? So say one dot, right? One dot, right? Generate a random string. Generate a random string of garbage. And number two on the next line, you can say number two. Oh yeah, all right, two. Print the string. Number three, change any character that is not the target character randomly, right? Character. Oh no, randomly should be the first word, right? Randomly change any character that is not the target character. I think that's better. Randomly change. You can actually take that whole thing to the next line. The comment is getting too long. Yeah, and then 4 is wait for the interval and wait for the interval and start again, right? Wait for the interval and repeat from 1 until wait for the interval. Wait for the interval. Interval, and then repeat from 1 if there have been changes. From 1 if there have been changes. Okay, that's all we're going to do. Right now, again, before I code it, opportunity, you should let me know if you want to code it. You can code it too. Do you want me to code it? Yeah. Okay. All right. Good. I'll code it. Great. Okay. All right. Now, and change marquee, the word marquee to a matrix, right? We called it matrix, didn't we? Matrix. Okay. All right. Now the first sentence, the first statement inside is going to say string R equals S, right? And then put a comment there, a semicolon, and then a comment, space comment. Yeah. Make a copy. All right. Right. On the next line. One more blank line, actually. So you're going to say for size t, I equals 0, I less than r dot length, and then I plus plus. No, length is a method. It's not like JavaScript. Yeah. So on the next line, you're going to say r square bracket I equals indent in. Yeah, r square bracket I equals. No. R square bracket I close equals. Now you're just going to generate a random character. So let's generate a random character between 32 is space. So let's start at 32 and then go up to, I don't know, 96. 32 to 100. So we want a random number between 32 and 100. So what we'll do is 30. I think we can do 32 to 132, right? Okay. All right. So this is what we'll do. So rand open close, percent 100, and then put the whole thing within parentheses, starting from rand until 100. Put the whole thing. Yeah, plus 32, right? That 32 in order to in fact, you know what, rather than say 32, put space within single quotes. I don't know if this is more readable. I maybe I'm confusing some, students who might see. Right, put a semicolon there. I hit enter. All right, and let's put a comment above on line 97. Put a comment there. One more enter, and then put a comment. Right. This will fill R with random characters whose ASCII value is greater than space, the space within quotes, and then you can say 32 whose ASCII value is ASCII ASCII value is greater than 32. Oh, you just say greater than 32. Yeah, greater than 32. On the next line, you can say ASCII of space equals 32, right? Oh no, why did it say it's doing an autocomplete? And yeah, just say 32 and hit enter. Yeah, wow, it's auto-completing in there. 32, yeah, there you go. Now, and you say PS, or you can say note, colon, note, ASCII value of space equals 32. ASCII value of space within single quotes, yeah, equals 32. That should hopefully be, explain things to people. Yeah, okay. All right. Now, inside our second for loop, we're simply going to say, all right. So insert string in vector at, and we're always going to start by inserting at column 0 now. So you can say, oh, I see. Oh, yeah, we've got to do a few of these changes here. All right. So here you're going to say while true, right? Just say instead of for loop, you just say while true, because it's going to be an infinite loop, and so you've got to be like super duper careful when doing this, right? So no, instead of the for loop, you just say while true, instead of the for. Yeah, there you go. Say while true, and then put a comment on that line saying this is an infinite loop. You got to be super duper careful, right? Yeah, put a comment saying infinite loop. You got to be super duper careful that it will end. Make sure infinite loop. Make sure it ends. Make sure it ends. Be careful. Right. All right, good. All right, great. So here you're going to say insert string in vector screen comma 0 comma R, right? No, that's fine. So screen comma 0 comma R. Change the I to a 0, and then that to an R. Now on the next line you're going to say oh yeah, draw screen and all, draw screen, you sleep, that's fine. Okay, and after the you sleep, put a comment there. Now we change R. Okay, all right. On the next line, you're going to say for size t, I equals 0, I less than R dot length. Is everybody following along? Because I realize this is week 7, and we are actually cutting code that involves objects and multiple functions, and this is actually pretty sophisticated code compared to code I might have been doing in lecture 7, right? I'm thinking back to lecture 7 from a long time ago. When I used to teach in class and all, we never used to get to sophisticated code that actually does something solid and interesting, right? And now we're doing this, but I want to make sure, and I'm pretty sure if you go to some other classes that are teaching CS2A or C++, they're probably not doing, relatively big programs like this. So I want to make sure that everybody's on the same page. We're not losing anyone. We don't want to lose anyone, okay? There's no point if I were to teach this, the general theory of relativity and nobody gets it. Yes? No point in teaching anything at all if nobody understands it. So I want to make sure that everybody understands what we're doing before we do more sophisticated things. Is everybody on board? Yes or no?
Yeah.
I understand.
All right, thank you. All right, so R dot length, and then I++, you need the I++. Yeah, all right, on the next line, you're going to say, if R square bracket I is not equal to S square bracket I, right? If it is equal, we're going to leave it alone. We're not going to touch it anymore, right? If it is not equal to, exclamation mark equals, yeah, equal S square bracket I. Right? Now we need a curly brace there, curly brace at the end, space curly brace. On the next line, you're going to say R square bracket I equals essentially line 100, no, 101, right? You basically need line 101 again, right? You just need to put line 101, whatever you have on line 101. Yeah. Plus the space, semicolon, and on the next line, you're going to say done equals false. Okay, done equals false. Done equals false. Now, here's what we'll do. Above the while loop, yeah, hit enter there, and you say bool done equals false. Hang on. So while so we do this while not done, and then wait a sec. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Okay, there's a semicolon there, and then inside the for loop, inside the inner for loop, where you do the inside the for loop, we say just above the inner for loop, just above the inner for loop. Yeah, above. No, where you have it, that's fine. Yeah, indent. No, actually, it has to be above the for loop. I'm sorry, Connor. Don't mean to shuffle you around like this, right? Yeah, enter one more time, and you say bool done. Done equals true, not bool. Done equals true. Okay, and then you can change the while loop. Instead of saying while true, you can say while not done, right? While not done. While vertical bar, exclamation mark. No, exclamation mark. Yeah, I think not also works, NOT, but let's just stick to traditional C++ for now, right? Exclamation mark is better. No. Instead of NOT, say exclamation mark. Done. Okay, so it's not an infinite loop anymore, but it's so instead of infinite loop, may say potentially infinite loop. Make sure it ends. Okay, say make on the beginning. Say potentially infinite. It's not truly infinite now because we actually have a while not done. But what happens if done never gets changed? It'll become an infinite loop. That's why you got to be careful there. Okay, so potentially infinite loop. Make sure it ends. Okay, all right. So done equals false. Semicolon after done equals false. And get rid of the blank line after that. Okay, and also put braces around the for loop for because the for if there you go, braces there too. Now let me not there after that. Yeah, get rid of that line. Yeah, all right. So the next one needs to be aligned. The next brace needs to go inside, left, more to the left. Okay, now let's make sure done equals true. All right, so it's going to go and change the characters, and it will change everything that is not already as. And then because it's changed, it says I'm not done yet. It's got to do one more loop, and then eventually everything would have been changed, so it will never get into the if statement, and therefore done will not be false. Turned back into false. Done will be true. So it goes back to the while loop. Done is true. It will break out of the loop. Okay, all right, good. All right, so in my mind, it kind of works. So I think that is it. So we should go to main and change our. My name is Connor. The effect. Sorry.
Can I ask a really quick question? Line 112, is that correct? Size T semicolon.
No, it's not. It's not. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Is that what you meant?
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah, I was a little confused. Also,
yeah, it's a typo.
String is our string? No. Yeah, R is a string.
R is string. Yeah.
Size T I equals R. Like.
Oh yeah. The size T I equals 0. Zero.
Yeah.
Size T I equals 0.
Okay.
Wow, I didn't even notice that. Thank you, Thomas, for picking those things up.
I was a little.
Is that it?
Okay, sounds good.
All right. Okay. I think we should probably, let it rip and see what happens. Okay. So go to the main and change the marquee effect to matrix effect. Let's run it and see what happens. Okay. I have no idea what the hell is going to happen. No, MAT.
Well, I
Oh,
think
you
we
need to
defined it
change
with
the
an
other one too.
E and everything. Yeah.
Yeah, change that. And even in the declaration, declaration too. Okay, all right, good. So I think we should be able to run it now, and let's see what happens. Well, you know what is the 200, the quarter second is probably too low now. Change that quarter second to something else. Change that to I don't know, 25 times, right? 25 times, not 250 times. So it'll shuffle faster now, right? Run it. Yeah. Okay. It actually does work. Okay. So all right. So now you can imagine that you can have a longer string, all right, and you can do more cool things, right? You can center it and so on, and then you'll get the matrix effect, right? So everything will keep shuffling and slowly it'll settle down into the right thing. So you can have you can if you're writing a game and a simple game, ASCII game, and you want to say you want to give rewards to the person, you can basically throw it using this effect. And they'll see the reward. And it's all shuffling into place slowly. Okay, so and it's much better, right? When you're playing games, sometimes it's better to get something over a staggered period of time rather than instantaneously. Even if it's like 1 or 2 seconds, it actually makes a huge difference in games. Oh, well, obviously you guys play a lot more games than I do, so probably know that. All right, cool. So I think that was cool. That's the end of class 2, 9:58. And well, beyond class actually, and you guys are still sticking around. So again, thank you all so much for your patience. Thanks especially to Connor for your patience and typing through things and backspacing and cleaning up code, and thank you all. Thank you all, and thank you, Connor. And hopefully who else needs to code now? Ken, you haven't coded yet? Yes. So you're ready to code next class? Not today, right? Next class. Can you code next class, Ken? Yeah. Great. Okay. If not next class, we'll find another opportunity soon after that. But we'll do something like this. Okay, simple. Everybody will be behind you, right? Everybody's got your back, and we'll do something simple and cool. And I say simple and cool, but if I look at this code, it's like 125 lines of code, and I don't know if other classes do something like this in lecture 7, but I don't think it's overkill. But you got to tell me, okay? Because from my perspective, I just look at you guys and you're doing things, and I say, hey, they're doing it. Let's go as fast as I can, but let's go as fast as they can go, right? But it may be the case that not all of you, right? Maybe like 10 of you can go fast, and I'm just lashing onto you guys, and there's other people that are being left behind. Okay, that's the worst thing that can happen. Because if you think about it, if you really think about it, I don't need to teach the top guys in any class. No professor ever needs to teach the top guys. Not top meaning, I don't mean they're better. Top guys meaning people who already know how to do these things because they've done this class or they've had some experience. Professors don't need to teach them because they know what needs to get done. They'll go and find out, right? Even if I don't teach them, you go and find out Google and all these places. You'll know how to do these things, right? So classes are really meant to bring students who are just getting into the field up to speed with some other students who have already been there a little while, so that everybody can march together after that, because otherwise it's no fun. Because otherwise, the ones who already know, they don't need to be in class, right? They can just go off and do their own thing. And this way it's a lot more fun. So thank you all so much. Okay, I had a great time. I actually enjoyed this class because both of these things we did today, I didn't know if they were going to work. And I thought that maybe again today we'll leave it in a bugful state and fix it later. And we didn't do that. We actually got both of those effects to work. Now for homework, obviously we already gave you a lot of homework here, saying try this. But if you want to extra credit, more extra credit, try and do the explosion effect. Okay, explosion effect is you get given a string, okay, and the string will be plopped right in the middle of your screen. But then every half a second or so, the spaces between characters are going to grow, right? So you say my name is Connor, or you say Connor. Okay, and then after half a second, it's going to say C space, O space, O space, and all right, spaces. So you're going to keep on inserting more and more spaces between characters, so the characters will start flying away. Yeah, can you picture that in your mind? Yeah. Good. All right. So try and program that effect. So already this class that you've created, right? Display with effect, it's got 3 effects now, right? We got the marquee effect, we got the matrix effect, and then you can also do the explosion effect. Do the explosion effect, and I'll give you extra credit for that too. All right. Thank you all so much. I hope you had a great time. Right. I'll see you with the next episode right on Tuesday. Have a great weekend, and we'll do some more cool stuff next week. Okay. Thanks.
When's the
Thank
next
you.
season?
I'm sorry. Oh, next season. Yeah.
When's the next season?
2B.
Yeah.
Next season is 2B, right? It's green. And I hope all of you will join enroll in. I don't know, actually. My 2A is okay. You guys are doing great. 2C, certainly, I don't know. It's practically 2B and 2C are not very successful this quarter. Lots of students are dropping, and I don't even know if I'm probably going to run those classes again. But 2A, certainly, I'll run again next season. And any more seasons that it is there, we'll run it. Right? 2B and 2C, depending on whether there's interest, we'll run it. Thanks.
All right. Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Hey, do I need